Myself, Rajni Sharma. I hope you all are healthy and safe. Today, I am going to introduce a new lesson of democratic politics, federalism. What is federalism? Federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. A federation has two levels of government. Both these levels of government enjoy their power independent of the other. As we discussed earlier in our previous chapter, power sharing. Power sharing means the division of powers. And after independence, our government accepted a federal structure for India because India is a diverse country, and at that time we were facing so many challenges, and that's why there was a need to divide its powers. And that's why India accepted this federalism. It means when the central government divide its power or shared its power with the state government. And it has two levels of government. One is the government for the entire country. It means the central government that is usually responsible for a few subjects of common national interest. Second, the government at the level of provinces or states that look after much of the day-to-day administering of their state. It means state government look after all our day-to-day needs, but the central governments deal with the national issues which are common to all. Now, next is difference between unitary system and federal system. And only this you can able to understand why India accepted this federal structure in India. Unitary system. There is only one level of government, or the subunits are subordinate to the central government. And on the other side, the federal system, there are two or more levels for of government. Next, second point of unitary system is the central government can pass an order to the provincial or local government. But in the federal system, the central government cannot order the state government to do something. Third, the central government is supreme and administrative divisions exercise only power that the central government has delegated to them. Their powers may be broadened and narrowed by the central government. But on the other side, state government has power of its own for which it is not answerable to the central government. It means in the unitary system, the central power, the central government enjoy more power than the state government, and the state government subordinate and work under the central government, and the state government or the provinces have to follow all the instructions delivered or given by the central government to them. But in the federal system, everything is clear in the constitution. Every subject is there or divided among the union list, state list, and concurrent list, and the state government look after their own affairs and the central government look after their own affairs. No one. The central government work independently and the state government work independently. Very important topic of this chapter: key features of federalism. There are two or more levels of government. It means after independence, Indian government accepted two-tier system, the division between the center and the state. But later on, there is a division between a central state and a local bodies. This we call decentralization also. Second, different tiers of government govern the same citizen, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in specific matters of legislation, taxation, and administration. This we discussed earlier that everything is specifically mentioned in the constitution, and the state government and the central government, they govern the same citizen, but they are there are certain specific matters in which whether the center, whether the state, they have their own jurisdiction, like in the matters of legislation, taxation, and administration. No one interfere in any matter. The existence, third key feature is the existence and authority of each tier of government is constitutionally guaranteed. All these subjects, all these powers are guaranteed by our constitution to its citizens. Next, the fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government. Such changes require the consent of both the levels of government. It means that if there is a need for any changes in any matter related with the state or the center, then there is a need for the consent of both the state and the center. Only then they can make any change. We can't say that the central government is only there to take all the decision and make changes in any decision on their own. Next feature is courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the powers of different levels of government. Now, our court, whether the High Court, whether the Supreme Court, they have a power. They actually act as an umpire. It means if there is any conflict arise between the center and the state, then the our constitution give our judiciary to give their decisions. Next, sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. It means now the state government is totally free to impose any tax, and on the other side the central government make any decision related with the imposition of any tax, but only on those subjects which are there in their union list or in the state list. Next, very important objective. Sometime you got this question in 1 mark. Mention the dual objective of federalism. First main objective is to safeguard and promote the unity of the country. Second, accommodate regional diversity. From these two dual objectives, if any country wanted to maintain the unity of their country, then they have to accommodate the regional diversity. That's it for today, and we will continue our next topic in the next lecture. Thank you.